focusing on slicing. Okay, guys. So yes, as I was saying, today's topic is the concept of slicing in Python. So the first thing what you have to understand is slicing is possible. Okay, this concept is possible only on data types, only on data types that supports indexing. Okay, only on data types that supports the concept of indexes. So in Python, what are the data types that support indexes? One, I have my list. Two, I have my tuples. And three, I have my strings. So the concept of slicing can be applied only on these three data types. So on a set, on a dictionary, no, it is not possible. On any of our normal variables, integer, float, complex, bool, no, not possible. So first thing is slicing is possible only on data types that supports the concept of your indexes. And in Python, this three is the only data type that supports my index. Right. Second thing is what is slicing? So what exactly is slicing? Slicing means cutting. Slicing simply means cutting. So I have a list. I want to take only part of that list. I don't want a complete list. I want to take one part of the list. Same way I have a string. From that string, I want only one part of the string removed. And I want to get that. How to do that? For that concept only, we are having the feature of slicing. So before actually going into the concept of slicing, get to know Python has the concept of indexes. So normally, where do we make use of index? When do we make use of index? So the data types, what I have mentioned above, all these three data types, what is the speciality of them? Under a single variable, it can store multiple values. So under a single variable name, I can store multiple values. That is the advantage of all the three data types what I have mentioned. List. Yes, inside one list variable, you will store so many different values. Inside tuple also the same. Inside string also, under one single variable name, I am storing different characters. I'm going to store a different characters. So all these three data, we call it as a collection. So basically we call it as a collection. So where we use the concept of index, when a variable is having multiple datas, how to access individual elements with the help of my indexes. So index is used to access individual elements. So individual elements within a variable. So I have variables which is going to store multiple values. So from that, if I want to access any individual elements, then I will be making use of the concept of indexes. And we know how we write the index. Within the square brackets, we will mention the index number. So within the square bracket, we will mention your index number. So whatever number you are going to mention, that index position, whatever value it is going to store, that value is going to get printed for us. So this is how it is going to happen. And you know very well, in Python, I have the concept of positive indexes. I have the concept of negative indexes. Positive index means what? In forward direction. Moving in forward direction is what I call as my positive index. Negative index, moving in backward direction. Reverse, reverse order. So that is what we say for our negative indexes. So positive index always starts with 0. It is going to go from the left hand side to the right hand side. Starting value 0, ending value n minus 1. This is a standard thing. Whether you are going for a list, whether you are going for a tuple, whether you are going for a string. For all these three, the index concept is common. So everything has a positive index. All these three data types has a negative index also. So negative index from the right hand side, to the left hand side. So negative index starts with -1 and it ends with -n. So we have already seen all these things. So just for a recap, I'm just telling you this. So when I talk about indexes, I use indexes to actually access individual elements. In Python, indexes of two types. I have positive index and I have negative index. Right. So now coming to the concept of strings. Coming to the concept of my string. You already know how to create a string. Okay, that is something which you are already familiar with. Right. So let us create a string. So I am saying yes. Yes is equal to, I am saying programming. So this is the string which is going to get stored inside this variable yes. So multiple characters are there. So P, R, O, G, R, A. So it's lot of different characters are there. All these characters I am storing inside this single variable. I'm going to store it inside this single variable. So internally, how it is going to get stored? I have the positive indexes and I have the negative indexes also. So negative index, as I said, starts from -1, it goes till -n. Positive index starts from 0, goes till n minus 1. Right there, what is n? N is nothing but the length of the string. And you already know how to find the length of the string. I have a predefined function called as len. So I have a predefined function called as len. So I can make use of the len function to find the length of the string. Now, again, you are familiar with the concept of our indexes. This is again something which we have already worked out when we are discussing about our strings. We have worked up on our indexes. So individual elements. So when I say 0, so whatever 0 is what index? Positive number. 0 is a positive number. So in that location, whatever value is there, it is going to be printed for us. So it is going to print P. Now I am saying len of s minus 1. So what is len of s? Programming. What is the length of it? 11 characters are there. So length is going to be 11. So 11 minus 1. So what is the index number which you store here? 10. So it is going to say yes of, because here I am giving inside the index, inside the square bracket, see what I am saying. Len of s minus 1. So len of s will give you the value 11. 11 minus 1, which is 10. So s of 10. So s of 10, what value you will get? You will get 10. When I am saying s of 4, then I will be getting this r. Then when I say s of 8, I will be getting this I. When I say minus 1, again -1 negative index. So in that, whatever is the value stored, you will be printing that value. Then -11, come here, this index position will be printed. -8, whatever is there in that index position going to be printed. So normally use the index values to print individual elements or to access individual elements. Now, okay, the same thing I said is applicable for a list also. Same thing is applicable for a tuple also. So how do you create a list? We create a list using square brackets. So inside the square brackets, we are going to give comma separated values like this. That is nothing but my list. Right. Same way, how do you create a tuple? Tuples are represented using the parenthesis. So inside of the parenthesis, comma separated value. It is nothing but a tuple. So again remember, whether it is a list or whether it is a tuple, it is going to be internally stored in the same manner. Both are index based. Both are index based. So both will be having positive index. Both will be having the negative indexes also. So this is how it is going to go. And when I access the same data, it is going to work in the same way as that of my string. No changes in that. This is also same. This is also going to work the same for me. Right. So this is the concept of indexes. As I said, these are the three data types which supports indexes for me. Okay. Now in this, before going into the slicing, there is one very, very important thing that you have to understand. Okay. Let us say this is the string. This is the list. Okay. This is the list I'm having. So this is the first element. This is the second element. This is the third element. This is the fourth element, and this is the fifth element. Okay, so how is it going to get stored internally? In the 0th location, 10 will be storing. In the index position 1, Java will be there. In the index position 2, 45.23. In the index position 4, this complete value 1 comma 2 comma 3, this complete value is going to be there. And in index position 4, this value is going to be there. Am I right? This is how it is going to get stored internally for me. So there you go. I'll put the values also. Done. So now in this, what you have to understand is strings are also index based. List is also index based. Tuple is also index based. I am putting all this value inside of a main list. So what is going to happen? Index position 1 is this. When I print index position 1, it is going to print that entire Java. But internally, inside the index position 1, how is the value going to be there? Since it is a string, 0, 1, you understand? See, this is the list. This is the complete list. So, this is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. No doubt in that. But when I talk about 10, 10 does not have any index. 10 is a normal integer variable. So, no index, no concept of index there. So, it is just going to go and get stored in the 0th location. That's it. But when I talk about Java, Java itself is a string. And strings are how it is stored based on indexes. So inside a list, I am having a string. Appa, this is going to go for index position 1, and inside index position 1, again it is going to be splitted for me. Again, it is going to be splitted for me. Then next value 45.23. It's a float. Float does not have any indexes. So directly inside the list, whatever is the index position, it is going to go and store that value. But see here, sublist, a list inside another list. Okay, a list inside another list. List is also index based. So this entire list will occupy the index position 3, and inside of the index position 3, it is going to be internally stored in 1 index positions. Same thing goes for my tuple also. Same thing goes for my tuples also. Now have a look at this example. This is our very main thing you have to understand before going for the slicing. Right. So when I am saying, okay, when I am going to say print, when I am going to say print LST, LST of 1. When I am going to say print LST of 1, what is it going to print for me? This is index position 0. This is index position 1. So whatever value is there in this index position, it is going to print that value for me. Right. So that is how it will happen. Let us run this. See what it says. Java. Yes, correct. Because this is 0, this is 1. But now have a look at this. I am saying print LST of 1. I know this will give me Java. In that, I am saying of, now what is it going to print me? So 0, 1, it is going to print, it is going to print B. See, because the first index, the first square bracket represents the list index. The second square brackets represent the string index. So how is this internally getting stored? See here. So when I say list of 1, that will give me Java. So when I say in that, I am saying 2. So 0, 1, 2, which is nothing but B. So V is going to be printed for me. Same thing you understand. Say if I am saying print LST of 3. Print LST of 3. Okay, sorry, square brackets. So what is the value 3? This is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So this entire list is going to get printed for me. See, if I am going to say in this list, okay, in this list, if I am adding another index, so if I am saying 0, so this entire list is index position 3. Inside that, I am saying index position 0. So what is there in 0? So 1 is going to get printed. So run this, see what you're getting. Right. Same way for the tuples also. Same way for the tuples also. So I am saying 4. So when I say index position 4, it is going to give me the entire tuple like this. So then when I say index position 4, in that give me index position 1. So first it will take this. Based on this first index position value only, it will calculate the second index. So always remember this very clearly. When you are writing two indexes like this, first it will always get the first index. Based on the output of the first index, it will apply the second index. So the first index is going to get me 4. In this, I am going to apply 1. So 0, 1, which is going to print me the value 5. This is the sub indexes what you have to understand before going for the concept of slicing. So understand, these three data types are always stored in form of my indexes only. The data is going to be internally stored in form of indexes, and this is how the internal storage is going to be happening. This is how the internal storage is going to happen. So now coming to the concept of slicing, how to perform slicing. So what did I say slicing is? Slicing is I'm going to cut my string. I have a string, I'm going to cut my string. I have a list, I want only some part of the list. For example, here I want only these two indexes. I want to cut only these two indexes and store it in a separate value. So how to do that? One is I can do individually. I can say this, I can say then this. But suppose if I want these three, then again I have to individually say this, then this, then this. Why to waste? So for that reason only, we are going to go for the concept of slicing. So what is the syntax? What is the syntax of slicing? So syntax of slicing is, first we'll have the variable name. Within the square brackets, you will mention the starting index position, colon, you will mention the ending index position, colon, you will mention the step value. Very similar, right, to our range function. You remember how the range function used to work? Start, end, step. Very similar to the range function is this syntax. What are we going to do? We are going to mention the starting index position. Then we are going to mention the ending index position. And remember, in Python, how does the ending always takes? End is always end minus 1. End is always going to be exclusive. End is always going to be n minus 1 only for me. So then I have my step. So what is the purpose of the step value? Step value only will tell me where I should go next. Where should I go next? From the starting, where is the next position? Where I have to move next is always determined with the help of my step value. Okay, so using this syntax, let us see a small example. Okay, let us say this is my string, or let us say this is going to be my list. So I'm saying 10, 20. This is my list, guys. So I have a big list. So everything is going to occupy one index positions. So I know that. So first thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say print len of lst. So I'm going to print the length of the list. So what do you mean by len function? We already know the same function I told you. It is available for string also. It is available for list also, for tuple also, for sets also. So it's a common function. So what is the length function going to be doing for me? It is going to tell me the length of the list, that is number of elements. How many elements are there in my list? So here my list contains 14. So if the list is contained 14 elements, how is the index positions going to be? So the positive index. So the positive index will be from 0 to 13, and the negative index. The negative index value is going to be from minus 1 to minus 13. So this is the possible index positions I will be having. Right. Now let us start with slicing. So I am going to say print. What is the syntax? variable name. So what is the variable name here? LST. LST is the name of the variable. Then square brackets. So within the square brackets, how I have to give? From where I want to start. Right. So I am saying I want to start from index value 5. Okay. So where I want to start? I want to start from index value 5. Then till where I have to go? Okay. Let us say I want till 9. I want till 9. So from 5 till 9. But remember, end is always taken as n minus 1. So if you are going to give 9 here, it will stop at index position 8. Remember that very clearly. If you want to include 9, then you have to give here the index position as 10. So always remember, end is always n minus 1. Then I have to mention the step value. Right. Now let us print it. Just print this. See what is the output you are getting. How is it taking? It is taking a part of my list and creating a new list for me. See what happens. You understand? See, what is index value 5? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So index value 5 starts with the number 60. I am saying you have to go till 10. So 10 means till 9. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this part is taken out for me. Okay, this part is extracted and it is getting printed for me. Say, I am saying the step value 1. So what is the role of step value? First I am saying start with index 5. So it will go here. It will extract 60. After extracting 60, where should it go next? Where should I go next? So that is the meaning of my step. I am saying 1. So whichever index position you are in, plus 1. So index position I am right now in 5. 5 plus 1, 6. So I extract this value. After this, 6 plus 1, 7. 7 plus 1, 8. 8 plus 1, 9. Then 9 plus 1, 10. But 10 I can't go because I'm giving the ending as 10. So I can move only till 9 for me. So this is the role of my syntax. So start, end, step. This is how I will be giving. Say for example, take the same example. I am saying print.
மேம்
Yes ma.
மேம் ஒரு டவுட் மேம்.
சொல்லுமா.
இப்போ நீங்க லிஸ்ட்ல வந்து பர்டிகுலர் செட் ஆஃப் நம்பர் எடுக்கிறீங்களா மேம்?
ஆமா.
இப்போ எனக்கு அந்த மாதிரி வேணாம். இப்போ சப்போஸ் எனக்கு 30 40 வேணும், அதோட 80 85 90 வேணும்னா அப்போ இதே மாதிரி ஸ்கொயர் பிராக்கெட்லயே ஆன்சர்ஸ் வருமா இல்ல தனித்தனியா ஸ்கொயர் பிராக்கெட் வருமா மேம்?
அது நீ எப்படி போடுறன்றத பொறுத்து இருக்கு. இரு காமிக்கிறேன். ஸோ இப்போ நீ என்ன சொன்ன 30 40 மட்டும். ஸோ 30 40னா 0 1 2. So starting index is 2. Then you want 2 and 3. So I'm going to give here 4. Okay va? So start from
Okay,
2,
ma'am.
end with 3. So I will be getting these 2. Okay, then plus. Okay, plus I'm saying what are the other things you want? So whatever other things you want, put that index position. So here let me say from 8 to 11. Okay va? So 30 40 first எடுக்கிறேன். Then 8 to 11. So index value 8. So 8 na edu varum 3.
75.
Sorry, I did not give the variable name. Go step value 1. Go step value 1. Okay, take it out. See what you're getting.
ஓகே மேம்.
Your choice. எப்படி நீ கொண்டு வர போற அப்படின்றது உன்னோட சாய்ஸ். ஸோ இது ரெண்டுத்தையும் ஆட் பண்ணி எனக்கு வந்து ஒரு புதுசா ஒரு லிஸ்ட் கிரியேட் பண்ணணும். ஸோ ஐ வாண்ட் டு டேக் ஃபியூ நம்பர்ஸ் ஃப்ரம் ஹியர், then I want to take few numbers from here, then I want to create a new list. So what will I do? Plus is what? Concatenation. Plus is going to do the work of concatenation for me. So that is what is happening here. So first it will take these two values, then it will concatenate. It will join this value along with this value and produce a new list for me. Okay. So there are a lot of things with the step value what you can do. Suppose, say for example, I am saying print LST 0 starting value 0. Okay, ending value. So ending value, I am saying what is the ending? Okay, I am giving as 14. I am giving the ending as 14. Now I am giving the step value as 2. I am giving the step value as 2. So see what it is taking. So 0, then 2, then 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Only the even index positions. Why? Because I am giving here the step value as 2. So first it will go to 0 index position. It will extract the value at 0. Then where it will go next? I am saying step value is 2. So 0 plus 2. 0 plus 2, 2. So which is index position 2. Then from 2, again plus 2, which is going to go for 4. 4 plus 2, again 6. 6 plus 2, 8. 8 plus 2, 10. 10 plus 2, 12. 12 plus 2, 14. But I don't have index 14 here. Index value 13, the last index. Index value 13 is the last index. I don't have index 14. So it will stop here itself. Suppose again you want to print all the even index positions. Loop tevella. Loop illame you can do it. So I'm simply going to say LST. Start from index 1. Okay. Go till index 14. Step value 2. Stop. Again start agum 1. 1, 3, 5, 7, so on. See? So that is the advantage of slicing. So slicing is simply cutting. Simple to say cutting. So from this index position to this index position, you want to extract the data, you want to create a new list. Then how you are going to go? With the help of slicing. And as I said, slicing is available for all the three data types. List slicing can be applied on my strings also. Say for example, this is my string. Okay, I'm going to say this is my string. Hello, I am Anusha. So in the string, internally, if I am going to store, how is it going to get stored? In this way. Remember, each and every character will occupy one index position, and that includes comma, empty spaces, everything, apostrophe, everything is one character. So everything will be having one index positions allocated for it. So first I am going to print the entire string. If I print the entire string, complete ellame varum illaya. That is how it is going to take. It is going to print the entire value. Then see the next one I am saying 3 to 12. And here there are some things which we will discuss. Wait a minute. So I am saying 3 to 12. Index position 3, ending is 12. So when I say ending is 12, till where it is going to go? It will go only till 11. Always end minus 1. Always end minus 1. So all this entire thing till index position 11 is going to get printed for me. So sorry, one second. I'm saying starting from 3, right? So then from this index position onwards till index position 11, all the values. So L, O, comma, space, I, apostrophe, M, space, A. This is what my output will be like. Right. So next one, see what I'm saying. 3 minus 2, 1. 3 minus 2, 1. So now what is the starting index position? 3. What is the ending index position? I am saying ending index position is minus 2. So always, what is the thing you have to remove? Whenever you are saying the index position, it will always stop one position before that itself. So if you are saying 10, it will go only till 9. Same way, if you are saying minus 2, then it will stop one index position before itself. So it is going to take only till in minus 3 for us. So from where I have to go for minus 2? From index position 3. So 3 is what? Positive index. So from here, I am asking it to traverse. I am asking it to take each and every character till where? Till minus 3. Because here ending value is minus 2. So it will stop one position before. So all these values is going to get printed. So it is going to print till right. So now See the variations of it. See the variations of it. So, default values. I have something called as default values. So, default value for start. Default value for start is always 0. Okay, default value for end is always end of the string. Is always end of the string. Whatever is the last index position of the string. So that will be always the end value. That is the default value. If you are not mentioning anything. So remember, when it will go for the default value, when we are not specifying the start value, then automatically it will start from 0. When you are not mentioning the end value, automatically it will go till the end of the string. Same way, step. Same way for the step value, default value is 1. Default step value is 1. Okay, so now let us try based on this the program. I am going to say, okay, let us keep it simple. So I am going to say Python. So this is my string, right? So what is that I am doing here? I am saying print, okay, print yes of, okay, I am not giving any starting. I am not mentioning any starting. Okay, I am not mentioning any ending. And I am not mentioning any step also. But remember, even though you are not giving the value, the colon is compulsory. You cannot forget the colon. The colon is compulsory. Okay, here I am not mentioning any values, but I am giving all the colon. The starting value, I have not given. Ending value, I have not given. Step value, I have not given. Now, when you run this program, see what will be printed for me. Why? Because start is always taken as 0 index position. So it will automatically start from here. End is always taken as the end of the string. So it will go till the end of the string. Step value is always taken as 1. So first it will start from 0. Then 0 plus 1, 1. 1 plus 1, 2. 2 plus 1, 3. So like that it is going to keep on going till the end of the string. Till the end of the string. So remember, this is how the default value plays a role. So in case, see here what I am saying, print yes of, I am not mentioning the starting, but I am saying the ending as 3 and the step value as 1. So what is going to happen here? When I run this code, starting from 0 index, 0, 1, 2, it will go only till 2 because the ending is given as 3. So it will go only till 2. So first 3 values alone is going to get printed. Okay, same way. Just have a look here. So here I am saying print yes of colon 2. See how I have given no starting value, no ending value, but step value I am giving us 2. So what is going to happen here? First it will go for 0. Start is always 0. From 0 jump 2 locations. From that again jump 2 locations. So P, P. So these 3 always has a default value. If you are not mentioning any values, then the default value will be taken. It's going to be taken into. So this is the important points what you have to know with regards to slicing. So with regards to slicing, what is very, very important is this. So now I'm going to give you a small task. Okay, this is the question. What is your work now? Okay, what is your work now is I want you to execute this program and see what is happening in the output. I will share you the question. Okay, plus I will also share you this index positions also. I want you to run it first without running. Try a paper pen work. Try a paper pen work. What will be the output of this? So you have both the positive indexes and I have given you both the negative indexes also. So try out on a paper and pen what will be the output of this program. Once you have done it, then I want you to execute it and check. So this is one important technical question that was asked in an interview. So we will be going through this we'll start with our next class. So I have 2 or 3 more technical questions based on slicing. We will discuss that and then we will move on to our next topic of functions. So I will share this to you in your WhatsApp group. First, now I want you to complete this.